The nationwide lockdown will be enacted in terms of the Disaster Management Act and will entail the following.
Stay at home.
All South Africans
The
stay
song
at
will be
home.
loaded on the internet so that people can see. During the lockdown, we were not locked down, but we were locked up with Christ in heavenly places.
All South Africans will have to stay at home. I have accordingly directed the South African National Defence Force in ensuring that the measures we are announcing are implemented.
No lockdown shall lock me down.
Has decided to enforce a nationwide lockdown for 21 days with effect from midnight on Thursday, the 26th of March.
Everyone say, no lockdown.
Nationwide lockdown.
No lockdown.
No lockdown shall lock me down.
No lockdown.
No lockdown shall lock me down.
Because I'm locked up.
I'm in the heavenly places with Christ my Lord.
Because I'm locked up in heavenly places with Christ my Lord.
I'm in the heavenly places with Christ my Lord.
Locked up.
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 Stay at home.
No COVID-19 shall lock me down.
Plenty greetings to our viewers, and today we have a very special edition, a special broadcast that we bring to you. We talk to His Majesty King Somnala, Nyanga ka August, Nyanga ekhethekile kakhulu at iNala Mandate International, since it is Purpose Month. And maybe before we get into the details of the interview, let's give His Majesty King Somnala the opportunity to greet our viewers.
Plenty greetings to all our viewers. And it's a great privilege for me to be here today and talk to you, special people.
Thank you so much, Nkosi. Nyanga August, Nyanga special. For those who do not know, Nyanga August, Nyanga, whereby we focus on the purpose month of Nkosi Somnala, since Nyanga eyafika ngayo uzofeza inhloso kaNkulunkulu emhlabeni. Kanti ke sokubuzela nje wena njengombukeli ama questions background yeNkosi Somnala ukuzobe ne understanding ukuthi iqhamuka kuphi. Yathi Nkosi iphuma kuma headlines ngo 2013. Abaningi babethi no, is not from South Africa, baboda babethi from Pakistan and so forth. For the benefits of our viewers, Nkosi, sifisa ukwazi ukuthi inkosi Somnala iqhamuka kuphi, umlando nje womndeni izalwa kuphi inkosi.
Thank you so much for this one. I feel I know we black people, we've been so colonized in our mind, so much that anything that has to do with our history or ancestral, once you say ancestral to a black person, he thinks you are worshipping your ancestors. So I just need to give a verse that the Bible talks about, as you say, where do I come from, the little history about my family. As you said, for this well said, that many people thought I'm not a South African.
Yes.
I don't know what reason. And some of them, they said, if I'm a South African, why do I preach in English? I don't know how many pastors men of God who preach in English. I know maybe in case I don't know, I was the first one maybe to do that. But let me read the book of Matthew, chapter 1, Matthew chapter 1, verse 1. It says, this is a family history of Jesus, the Messiah. He came from the family of David, who was from the family of Abraham. Abraham was the father of Isaac, and Isaac was the father of Jacob, and Jacob was the father of Judah and his brothers. Judah was the father of Perez and Zerah. Their mother was Tamar. Perez was the father of Hezron. Hezron was the father of Ram. Ram was the father of Aminadab. It goes down and goes down and goes down and goes down and goes down until it goes to Jesse, who was the father of King David. David, who was the father of Solomon. And then it goes down and down until it comes to the time or when Jesus was born. So I'm trying to say, here is in the Bible, it's called genealogy or family history.
Yes.
Let me get back to your question. This is how my history is. So for the benefit of those who still ask the question whether I'm from South Africa or what, I'm originally from South Africa. Born and grew up in the area called Inkandla. Those who have been Kwamsholos, Babuzulu, Somnala, there is a place opposite called Zuma. It's a place that the city in Kanala, in Kanala, Kutiwa, is a Vuchin. Those who are musicians, they know Jabukanyile. It's close to Jabukanyile area. And the history goes like this. My great-grandfather, Ukoko Wam, come from that area. He moved to a place called Danda. Place called Danda. And that man had 2 wives. And the first wife was Umakanyile. And the second wife was Umashange. Ukoko. Kokogazi wamlo. Umashange. So Umashange was light in complexion. So when you look at the Nala family, there are those who are dark. We belong to the little light in skin because of Ukoko Umashange. Lo mkhulu okwakuthiwa uhamba lo khokho. Khokho wamoyigano Umashange. Then kwaMashange kwasekuzalwa ke kwaqhamuka indlu ke la kwamkhulu wami. Umkhulu wami ke kubani ke uStetete. Elinye kuthiwa uMdunuselo. Angazi ke ngibuza indaba zabantwana. So my great father moved with, he had 2 wives. A little bit forgot his name, but I'm sure we'll drop it there on the screen. And then lo khokho kwami yena wena makhosikazi amabili njengoba ngishile kuMakhanyile uMashange. uMashange kwaseke uqhamuka ke umkhulu ke wami umkhulu wami ke ozala ubaba wami. Kusho ukuthi ke ubaba lo mkhulu wami waganwa uMashezi benoma I think uManene waganwa uMashezi noManene umkhulu wami. Then mina ke ngiqhamuka kubaba eganwe uMashezi kusho ukuthi ugogo wami my grandmother uMashezi. So yibona indaba yesithembu from Koko. It goes down. So I need to go slow. So uMashezi uMasizwa ke ingane yakhe yokuqala yashona. Shothi if ngolimi namhlanje his first child was miscarried. One miscarried. So then my father was the second child. Unkosikazi omdala to the elderly wife or to the first wife, if I may put it that way. And then as a result, my father was a leader. How he rised up to be a leader of the whole tribe of Nala, I still have to check. But what I know, he was not because ubaba unkosikazi omdala kwakumakhanyela, but I think kuyindlu yakwaMashane he became a head, my father. So my father himself also, he got 2 wives. So the first mother was Umangema, noma basemangadini, umamngadi or Stenjo. So that was the first wife of my father. The second wife was Umacebe Khulu, uphilisiwe. She was well known ngomkhuba. That is a nickname kind of. That name Umkhuba, my mother used to rock. My grandfather, my mother used to rock like this. And I think my daughter, my elderly daughter, liked to do that. And most of my child, when they grow up, they would do something like this, So they would rock like this when they talk or when they jog, And then, because when my mother was born, he took the habit, he inherited my grandmother's habit of rocking like this. And then his father, her father, Umaheu, the father of my mother, said, which is a grandfather on my mother's side, said, how mbegelo, so saying she's practicing her mother's habit of rocking like this, That's how my mother got the name Umkum. The reason I explain this name, because I used not to like until I got a history, because I didn't understand why they call him Umkuba. Umkuba pero mtokile Umkuba.
#828 Conference, a royal plenteous invitation from His Majesty King Somnala, the plenteous Majesty. 57 years of the mystery man unmasking the truth. 27th to 30 August at Nala Mandate Auditorium, 248 Girl Street, Umbilo. Thursday, 27 August at 9 and 12 p.m. 28 August, Night of Plenty at 6 to 6. Koze kuse. 29 August, 11 Exening. Ngosuku lenkosi siyayivala 30 August, 7 a.m. A life worth celebrating. Umhlali wokuqala wezwe lenala, unozala wesizwe sabomnala. Worth celebrating. Uhulumeni uyamvuma, abafundisi bayamvuma, udokotela wodokotela bayamphupha baphile, umngcwabo uyahlehla, abafileyo bayavuka, abanengculaza COVID-19 ne-AIDS bayaphila. Ubayede imfihlakalo yasemaphakadeni, ishosha ziyahamba, impumputhe ziyabona, abangakhulumi bayakhuluma, abangezwa bayezwa, iziboshwa ziyakhululwa, izingozi zivaliwe, ubuthakathi buyanqotshwa, igebengu uyazitrapa. Alive celebrating. Ubayede imfihlakalo yasemaphakadeni, abampofu bayaceba, abangabathola abantwana bayabathola, abashimile bayashada, abangasebenzi bayaqashwa, amabhizinisi ayaphumelela, izikweletu ziyasulwa, imiracle money ithola uthaputha, ogcobeni lwakhe nasemandleni akhe akukho kungenzeki. Kunemgomo nembandela ukungena kule nkomfa. Xhumana nathi ku 073 362 9225. Bateba bakhulula abantu baphila abantu ungaphutheka. #828 Conference.
Ngithanda
Ungithobile Jesu Bonakalisa amandla wakho emhlabeni Bonakalisa amandla kaJesu emhlabeni Kanti futhi ungithembile hey ungithembile Thixo bonakalisa inkasimulo yakho lapha emhlabeni mina ngibonakalisa inkasimulo kaJesu emhlabeni
So my grandfather for this one
Amen.
also had 2 wives.
Yes.
Like I said, my great-great-father, 2 wives. My grandfather, 2 wives. My father, 2 wives. Okay? So the first wife was, as I have said, Umangema or Wasemangadini no Mamgadi or Stenjo. So Umamgad had 3 children, then she passed away, so I don't know her. So my mother had, I think, a lot of children, I think about 8 of them. And then also we had the elderly sister, Ubaba, God, before he got married.
Yes.
We never knew Umama Wakona, but we know sister, here. So altogether, my father, if I would count his children, were 12. But I am number 6 to my father.
Yes.
But on my mother's side, to my mother, I'm a second born or second child. Yeah. That's how the little background from where I come from.
Amen. Because for the benefits of the viewers also, inkosi izalwa ngamuphi unyaka, inyanga, usuku.
Thank you. I was born in 1963. As I said, in the place called Danda. Sasiti Kudanda. And then my father moved from that area where remember we come from the place called Evuchin. So they moved to a place Kudanda. So, and then I think great if I hear the story, there was a little fight where he comes from with the family, with the tribe. So he moved far away from them. It was about 4 hours in those days if you travel to that place. 4 hours or almost the whole day, if I'm not mistaken. Then, and my father also moved from where all the family, remember that we were like the big area known as a iNala tribe on that area. So he moved to a place called Emahus, 1968. And then and I think that's where we started a new life in the new place. And then that's where we learned to fight. in that area we learned to fight because there was this issue, Yoguti. It was like they call us kwele kwele. Where do they come from? There was they used to use the term isfik. So we learned to fight. We became strong. I think about 3 of us. Yeah, my elderly brother and myself, and then the brother who come after me. Now let's get back to when I was born again.
Yes.
1963. My mother had about 9 children. 8 of them gave birth just home. Probably in some cases, he was helping herself. We will wake up sometimes, she'll be carrying a baby. She never, out of these 8 children, she never went to the hospital. But when she was pregnant of me, so something strange, which I am a second child. I'm the only one. The first one, not. The second one, she has to go to the hospital because of the pregnancy complication.
Yes.
And then that means from my mother's womb, when I landed to my mother's womb, trouble started. From the time my mother conceived me, the history that I know, there was trouble after trouble until she had to go to Johannesburg, where my father was working, and she has to be there until she delivered on the hospital. And then my life also was miserable. I believe after she delivered me, she went home, and in no time she had to come back because I was sick again. She will tell the history that sometimes while there is lightning and thunder, the pouring of rain, my mother, she said she will have to run with my life to Nyangas, Sangomas, you name it, the Batandas, those who pray for the sick people and who pray for the people who trouble. She will run to them.
#828 Conference, a royal plenteous invitation from His Majesty King Somnala, the plenteous Majesty. 57 years of the mystery man unmasking the truth. 27th to 30 August at Nala Mandate Auditorium, 248 Girl Street, Umbilo. Thursday, 27 August at 9 and 12 p.m. 28 August, Night of Plenty at 6 to 6. Koze kuse. 29 August, 11 ekseni. Ngosuku lenkosi siyayivala 30 August, 7 a.m. And live worth celebrating. Imfihlakalo yasemphakathini. Umhlali wokuqala wezwe lenala. Unozala wesizwe sabomnala. Worth celebrating. Uhulumeni uyamvuma. Abafundisi bayamvuma. Udokotela wodokotela. Bayamphupha baphile. Umngcwabo uyahlehla. Abafileyo bayavuka. Abanengculaza COVID-19 ne-AIDS bayaphila. Ubayede imfihlakalo yasemaphakathini. Ishosha ziyahamba, impumputhe ziyabona, abangakhulumi bayakhuluma, abangezwa bayezwa, iziboshwa ziyakhululwa, izingozi zivaliwe, ubuthakathi buyanqotshwa, igebengu uyazitrapa. And live celebrating. Ubayede imfihlakalo yasemaphakathini. Abampofu bayaceba, abangabathola abantwana bayabathola, abashimile bayashada, abangasebenzi bayaqashwa, amabhizinisi ayaphumelela, izikweletu ziyasulwa, imiracle money ithola uthaputha, ogcobeni lwakhe nasemandleni akhe akukho okungenzeki. Kunemgomo nembandela ukungena kule nkomfa. Xhumana nathi ku 073-362-9225. Bateba abantu, bakhulula abantu, baphila abantu, ungaphuthelwa. #828 Conference.
Lockdown for 21 days with effect from midnight on Thursday, the 26th of March.
Everyone say, no lockdown.
Nationwide lockdown.
No lockdown.
No lockdown, shall not be down.
No lockdown.
No lockdown, shall not be